Well, good evening. We want to welcome you to In the Blender with Brandon and Madeline Hyman.
Good
And I'll
evening,
tell you
everyone.
guys, we are excited. As you can see, we have some guests with us on tonight. And you do not want to miss 1 second, not 1 minute. You don't want to miss 1 second. This couple is a phenomenal couple, awesome couple. We've been knowing them for quite some time. And I tell you guys, you're going to enjoy their story. I mean, in every you gonna get to the introduction. In every area of life, they are knocking it out the box, and we are just so honored that they will grace us with this opportunity to share their lives within the blender. So we want to introduce to you guys the Latsons. Go ahead, baby.
We're gonna let them. They gonna introduce them own selves.
We can do it.
We're gonna let them go ahead and tell us about them. Each one of y'all take a turn. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we're gonna jump right on in.
All right. So, good evening, everyone. Blessings to everyone out there. My name is Melissa Latson, and we live in the Raleigh, North Carolina area at the moment. I'm originally from South Carolina. You might can tell my little accent, I keep my words for a long time when I say them. I drag my words out a little bit.
Great country.
That's great country. But yeah,
I got a country girl too. Don't worry about it.
We're happy to be here. Introduce yourself.
My name is Governor, and like Marge said, we live in the Raleigh, North Carolina area. I'm still working right now in Washington, D.C., but once I retire in September, I will be moving back down to Raleigh, North Carolina with my wife and everything. And my original hometown is from Rocky Mount, North Carolina. Yeah, my roots from Rocky Mount, North Carolina. I got a lot of siblings down there, a lot of cousins in there. So that's why I decided once I retired to move back to North Carolina.
Yeah, and I'm a teacher. I'm a DCPS teacher, so I'm still teaching from home at the moment.
And I'm on vacation right now, so vacation getaway because it's my birthday.
Wow. So Melissa, with that being a teacher in DC, once they go back to school, how would that work for you?
I would be connected in the North Carolina area. So I'm just waiting for the DCPS to be over in June, and everything is already set up. My hiring process already set up in North Carolina.
Wonderful.
Yes.
That's awesome. Awesome.
And so go ahead, baby. Start off.
All right. So we're going to go ahead. We want you guys to tell us from the beginning, how did you all meet? Let everyone know how you met.
Okay. Actually, I was a third wheel that night. My girlfriend asked me to go out with her and her friend. I was like, girl, I'm not going with you. What about going a third wheel? I don't have no date, But anyway, she persuaded me to go with her that night. It was a Black Caucus event, actually, downtown, in the hotel downtown. So it was a Black Caucus event. So I went with her that night. We had fun. I was on the floor dancing, feet hurting and everything. So I decided, to sit down for a minute. And guess who came over trying to talk to me? So it started from there. We talked, we exchanged business cards that night, and we did the follow up, and it was like maybe like 9 months or a year before we actually even went on a date.
Wow.
Talking on the phone. Yeah, because, ladies, okay, I want the ladies to relate to this, okay? Because sometimes, ladies, we can find little pieces, any little thing that take us away from liking a man. And sometimes that might be the man for us. We nitpick. And it's okay to be picky. Don't get me wrong. It's okay to be picky to a certain extent. Mm-hmm. Everyone is picky in certain things. So with Governor, I didn't like the conversation. He didn't have a good conversation. I didn't even like his voice on the phone. I'm just, I like to be real. I like to keep it real. And I was like, what? Not like his voice. How? I almost missed my blessing. For me being picky, trying to find something, that I ain't like, so yeah. So that's why I say you can be picky to a certain extent, and like I said, he ain't have no conversation to me, not the conversation I was used to, but not knowing he had the best conversation, what I needed, so there you have it. That's how it was. So we've been going on for what?
That was back in 2010.
2010.
Yeah.
It was in 2010. Yep. So
yeah, she was looking good and everything, and I was there also there, my friend and everything. I was with a friend, and my friend was doing his own thing, and I was doing my own thing, and but her own thing, and I was doing my own thing. So I was went around talking to people, and that's how I seen Melissa. Now I didn't know her name then, but I seen her. She was dancing and everything, and I was checking her out, and
Look, you heard what he said. His friend was doing her own thing, so he came with somebody, right?
I came with a friend. When I did
you heard that right. You peeped that right.
I
didn't even know. I didn't know he was with somebody.
I wasn't looking for no marriage, nothing like that. I was looking for people to hang out, have fun, anything at the Congressional Black Caucus. And like she said, put aside, we talked for a long time. I think 2 or 3 hours. Something like that. We talked 2 or 3 hours, and I forgot what I was saying to her, but we're just talking, general talking, stuff like that. But like I said, we changed numbers, changed cards. Like she said, like 9 months later, she ended up calling me and contacted me. I don't know why it took so long. I don't know why.
No, he had called. He was calling me, and I got my number changed for some reason. I got my number changed, and I was having my first event for my nonprofit. I had it at the church, actually, Spirit of Faith Church. It was my first event. Stacy was there. She was my guest speaker. So I was going through my business cards, and I came across his business card, and I was like, "Hey, I'm having my first nonprofit event. Would you come and support me?" And then he was like, "Wait a minute." He said, "I said, you remember me?" He said, "Oh," I said, "Yeah, I got my number changed. This is my new number." So then, he had my new number, so he started calling me. Then he asked to take me out, and I said, "Let me go ahead and let him take me out, so to see how it goes." And we had a great conversation, a great date. So. And
now the rest of that was history then.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when did you all get married?
We did. In fact, we did what the pastor did. You know what I'm saying, Pastor Dad?
Yeah, we did. We did do that.
We went to Justice of the Peace first.
Okay.
Yeah, on September 30th.
September 30th.
Yeah, and then we got because we didn't want the thing of shacking it in together like that. We didn't want to do that because I didn't believe in that shacking and stuff like that. I say if we're gonna do this right, we're not gonna do it at all. So we say that is so I think we lived together maybe about 6 months. I said we're gonna do this right, or we're not gonna do this all. So we say it's gonna get married, or we're gonna just. You go your way, I go my way. I can't do the shacking thing because I don't really believe in that shacking, long-term shacking and stuff like that. Maybe for a short period of time, but not for a long period of time. So we ended up going to the Justice of the Peace.
We went to Justice of the Peace in 2013. 2013, something like that. And then we had a big wedding ceremony for our friends and family. Yeah. So then, they didn't know we were already married. They didn't know we was already married. We had the big old weddings.
You ain't miss. I was messing with you. I said, I don't remember that. No, listen, man. I love it. And I think about when I first got introduced to you guys, and it just was something about you just was so authentic and so pure. And I love those type of relationships. I'm the type of person that I'm open to learn from anybody. And I'm open to glean from anybody. And although we have years on a lot of people that we encounter, I'm always looking to see what I can glean from someone else's relationship.
That's good.
You guys have the goods, and so again, we're excited to have you guys. How many children do you have?
Woo, 7. We have 7 kids. Now we got 6 grandkids, and it's growing, Brandon.
Wow.
Man, I said, well, I said, whoa. I'm telling my wife, I said, hey, we got 7 kids. I said, if each one of them have 2, we're going to have 14 grandkids. That's a lot of kids now.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah,
So
7 kids.
how many did y'all bring into the marriage? How many did you have, Melissa, and how many did you have, Governor?
I had three girls.
And I have 4 boys. And
Wow.
we the Brady Bunch plus 1. You know?
Yeah.
So it was like,
That's
4 boys.
interesting. I didn't know that. I knew Melissa had 3 daughters, but I didn't know you had 4 sons.
4 sons, yeah.
Wow.
Big family. So the people ask me, how many kids you guys? I got 7 kids. I said, 7? Yes, 7 kids.
And so are they all grown now or?
But you got 1 left. He's a senior in high school.
Okay.
One senior in high school.
Maybe 18
In July.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
that's
do all of the kids have kids? Well, with the exception of him. So do all of the children have children?
no.
Okay.
No. I think the oldest son and the oldest daughter and the middle son has the kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we got 4 and 1 doesn't have any children.
Yeah.
She like, I got enough nieces and nephews. I'm good right now.
I know, right?
Yeah. So let me ask you this question. So you both were successful in business. You both were successful in your own careers. A lot of times I found that people that have personal success don't really value or consider counseling. How important was counseling for you guys if you engaged in counseling?
For me, it's very important. Counseling, like Elder Darren, he's my counselor.
Okay.
Darren, he's my counselor. So I would talk to him. In fact, he's my 5'5", anything. I would talk to him about if I need counsel about anything. So I'll talk to Darren anything. So counseling is very important because it takes some things that you want to learn, things you didn't know, things you did know, and things how you can make it better. A good example is one of our son, George. He was about to get married and everything. And I said, son, before you say I do, I want you to go through counseling first. It's about 6 months long. And then you'll know if you're ready to get married. And I'm glad he listened to me too. Son, it's nothing bad or like that. Let's try and see if you see how it works anything. Both of your fiance go through counseling together. Not just you, both of you go together and see if y'all are ready for marriage. I mean, because you're still young. He's like 22 years old, 23 years old.
Oh, wow, okay.
I said, something because you have a child don't mean you want to get married right away. You ain't got to do that. Your main responsibility is to take care of your daughter. That's the main responsibility and anything. So they went through counseling, and he said, Dad, we went through counseling for 3 months. And he said, Dad, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready. We're not ready yet. We're not ready for marriage. I said, wow. See what I'm saying? Because when you say I do, you don't want to turn that back, turn it back to us, separating or divorce like that. Because you don't want to do that. He said, Dad, I'm glad I went through this counseling. He told me to go through the counseling, and we both went together. And we did 3 months of, like he said, and he said, but we wasn't ready. That's what I say. That's to me, counseling, pre-counseling is very important for anybody.
And it was so important for us too, because it wasn't like we was having issues, but when we talked about it, we knew how to resolve it when we did if the issues did come up, so it was definitely important to us.
I'm a huge proponent for counseling. I mean, even when you just look at what's going on in our world today, people will really just seek to have an ear, seek to really discuss some things. A lot of the breakdown that we're seeing, we can deal with. But because people bottle things up, there's this, especially in our community, the African American community, that stigma of counseling, of just seeking, instructional guidance. We run from that. And so I just wanted to know from you guys how important that was, for your life and for your relationship and marriage.
Yeah, very important.
Yes. And like I said, like share down with our kids and everything, you know, not only for us, but for them too also, for our kids also.
So growing up, did you guys come from a blended family dynamic, or is this your first blended family experience?
I came from a, you want to talk about first or, you know what I mean?
Okay.
I came from a blended family because for my mom and dad got married, they both had a child apiece. So I came from a blended family. But once they got married, one sister lived with me, with us, and the other sister lived with the other parent. So we was a blended family when I came up and everything. But we love as one, as we still family, sisters and everything, sisters and brothers. Yeah.
And
So
also, so it's 6 of us.
oh,
3 girls and 3 boys, my sister and brothers, whatever. I'm the youngest. And so my brother, me and one of my brothers, we have the same father. And my sister and brother have a father. My other sister have a father. So it's like 4 different fathers, you know, in my family. So, and my mom, she ended up marrying my father. And so, yeah, so it was kind of different, you know, me being the youngest, didn't really grow up with them like that because I'm the youngest. They was older than me. You know, I'm trying to play catch up because I'm the youngest. But yeah, then their fathers used to come and get them. And I'm looking like, why nobody come and get me? You know, so I still remember some of that stuff, a little bit of it. You know, so yeah, I definitely have experienced that blended family.
So did that, as you guys entered into your own blended family, did those experience kind of mold some of your ideas as far as how the blended family should work, or did you kind of go in it not really knowing how it was going to play out?
Well, yeah, definitely went into it not really knowing how it's going to play out, you know, because didn't know a whole lot about it. Even though I experienced it coming up, I just saw it. It was never talked about in my home. So it wasn't talked about. So I didn't know about it, you know, so I had to go out there, you know, grow up. As you grow every day, you learn different things. I had to, you know, just learn on my own, you know, how blended family was supposed to be, you know, just how family in general should be. So that's some learning that had to do a lot of learning and growth to understand the details on that.
Yeah. I think when we're younger, because I also was in, you know, grew up in a blended family, but I think growing up in a blended family back then, we didn't know that we were a blended family.
Absolutely.
You know, it was just like a family. It was like, you know, we all sisters and brothers, and you know, we may have, you know, a different father or whatever, but we have the same mother. And then my brothers, you know, they had a different father and mother, but their father married my mother. But we didn't know that we were a blended family. We just knew that we were brothers and sisters and we were one family.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
When we got married, it was, you know, it was different because although I grew up in a blended family, this whole experience was totally different. So, you know, it's different now. We're hearing a little bit more now about blended families, but back then you didn't hear anything about like blended families. You was just brothers and sisters.
Absolutely. That's how it was.
And I think that's one of the reasons why, you know, we're so passionate about what we do, is because in a sense, the blendedness of the family is getting unnecessary attention. Because again, like you said, when you were growing up, we were just family.
Just family.
You know, same thing. They were just family. And so a lot of times when you start putting titles on things, you start giving unnecessary attention, and it starts taking away from what it really was designed to do, is to make family.
That's good,
Exactly.
Brandon.
Yeah,
unnecessary attention.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
You try to label and put this over this in this category and that category. Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. And so, I love it. Do you guys have family meetings?
We do.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
How is that?
First, we didn't have family meeting until our pastor talked about it and everything. And so I started putting that together. I said, okay, I'm gonna start putting this together. And so we was before the pandemic, we was having family meetings, stuff like that. But then when the pandemic hit, so now we all spread all over the place. We got a child in New Jersey. We got one in Georgia. I mean, our kids spread all over the place now. So now we do the chat thing online on the 15th of every month.
Okay.
So we do the chat group now. Because we all everywhere. We can't be in the same spot on the 15th or the close to the 15th. Could be everywhere. So now we on the chat group on the 15th. And we all chat and talking to each other. So how they're doing, what's going on in life, how the family doing, stuff like that. If you need anything, you know, if you need anything, let us know. You know, that's our chat time for the family. And sometimes it's before the 15th. Somebody want to talk to us privately, just give us a call. Yeah, but we all have that niche group that no matter what, we are there for you to talk to us about anything. But the pastor really put that in my heart to doing that on the 15th. So I started that. You know, my pastor said, go and do that. So that helped me a lot by doing that.
It did. It helped us out as a family a lot too. I want to say before that, I mean, it was just like, it wasn't the whole family that used to gather. It was just like my girls, you know, because we was in the household together. You know, basically his sons, you know, wasn't in the household with us. Right. So we did a little family gathering, you know, just for us, but it wasn't like everybody. So, but I'm glad now we're able to, you know, all of us get together, you know, as a family, you know, and it's like, just talk about what's going on, you know, and if they want to talk to us, and most of the time with my girls, they talk to him, you know, it's like, forget about me, you know. I'm like, so when this happened, you know?
It kind of works that way sometimes. So, you know, it's all good. It kind of works that way sometimes.
Yeah. I think it's that male figure thing, because that's normally how my girls would do as well. Because I had 3 daughters and he had a son. So my daughters was in the home with us, but his son wasn't. He lived in out of state, you know, growing up. So they do the same thing. They'll usually go to him first before they come to me. So
I'm the problem answer man. I'm the problem answer man. So, you know,
that's what I'm saying.
they got an issue about something, that's when they call me. So I learned how to play my role. I'm good with it.
I know, right? That's all good, right?
So let me ask you guys this. Like, there's a whole lot of myths concerning blended families. What would be, from each of you, what would be a myth that you thought about blended families that you know really isn't true now?
The step parents are mean, you know, for once, you know, that's one, you know, kind of like people think, okay, that's your stepmom, your stepdad, they mean, you know, they don't treat you the same way as they treat their biological, you know, that, you know, that's one.
Yeah, I would say that favoritism. Yeah.
You know, just like treat, like I just said, it's treating one a certain way, you know, your biological child, and not treating your blended, your stepchild another way. So, and then we thought about one time how when we got together, how it would be, you know, with his boys and my girls, like we ain't want no cat fights going on, you know what I'm saying? How would they gonna, you know, greet each other, you know, that they father and I'm they mom, you know. So we was, you know, concerned about that one time too. So
because that can be big, especially when you got outside influences. You know, when you got exes that don't really want to get on board with the program, you know. You know, okay, we're no longer together. Let's just wish each other happy lives. But for some, that's difficult. And so we talk to a lot of people, and they like, man, you know, dealing with him, he crazy, or dealing with her. You know? So it's interesting when you hear people that can work it. You know what I'm saying? That because it can work.
It really can.
Yeah.
It really can. It really can. And one of his sons didn't even come to our wedding.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of them was like stationed somewhere. He was stationed out of the country or something. So we understood one of his sons situation, but the one that was local, he didn't even come. Everything was paid for. He just had to show up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he didn't come.
And he took that kind of hard, I guess, seeing his dad getting remarried again. And he's my oldest son. And he took it kind of hard. I guess he wasn't ready for that change. But now he's accepted everything. So he's on board now. But
and that's normal. We hear a lot of people that have that type of experience. You know, it's like somebody's coming in to replace. And I was the one that said, listen, I'm not coming to replace, I'm coming to add.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
You know,
absolutely.
I remember I sat with the girl's dad, and I was like, because at first we didn't have a lot of tension, but there was some.
Mm-hmm.
And I pulled him to the side. I said, listen, man, I'm not here to replace you. Please don't do that. I'm just honored that you allow me to assist you in helping them become the women that they're supposed to be.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And after we had that conversation, things just took off from there.
Okay. Good.
You know, and so we tell people, have that type of conversation, because you're not there to replace. You can't replace.
You can't.
Right.
But you can assist.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad, you know what I'm saying, that you guys were able to maneuver that and get to that place, because it's important.
Absolutely.
It's important. Absolutely. It took a little time, you know, and we're still working on it today.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to take some time. So it's not going to happen overnight. So, but we know how to nurture it now, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
You do better, you do better, you know. So it's definitely getting much better.
Because we went through that with my son, you know, because my son always heard that somebody took me away from him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That I love somebody else's kids more than I love him. And so I had to battle years of, dude, that's not true. You're my son. You know what I'm saying? I love you. And so I get it, man. It can be challenging.
Yeah. It can.
But now the relationship is beautiful. You know, them two text more than me and him text.
Yeah, I even had an incident one time that one of his sons said, "You ain't my mama."
Oh yeah, the youngest one. Yeah.
And I said, "I don't want to be." I said it before I knew it. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't thinking. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you're gonna be thinking all the time. You know what I'm saying? I said, "I don't want to be." You know. Then I had to like catch myself. You know, and then actually like explain. You know, to him. You know, no, I'm definitely, you know, not your mom. You know, but I married your father, and I hope we definitely can get along in this process. You know, I said, oh, why did I say that? I'm like, what came over me? You know.
So when you said that, was that hood part of South Carolina?
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said, what came over me? The neck rolling, like I don't want to be. You know. So, I said, oh my goodness.
How old was he at the time when he said that?
About 15, 16?
Yeah, maybe 14 or something like that.
Okay.
You know? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to bring it back. Get a grip and bring it back. Yeah. So yeah.
What would you say would have been maybe one or two of the greatest challenges that you all have faced in blending your families?
Well, for me, it had to have been the girls, because I had four sons, and now I got to take on this role to also be a father to three girls now. But the older one she was already gone and gone, so I really didn't know too much about the other one. But the other ones, they was kind of young, so their father wasn't really in there alive. So then I had to I have four sons. Now I know I gotta treat Melissa's daughter the same way as I treat my sons, and I want to show no favoritism, nothing like that. And I treat them all in the same way. I love them all her kids the same way. But it was a little challenge for me at the beginning for the girls, because I never had girls, and I know how to deal with girls. You know,
Yeah.
oh Lord, I started praying. I said, I need some help with girls because I didn't know about girls anything. Because like boys, my son, just put on some jeans and tennis shoes, let's go. You know, ready to go. You know, but girls say no, it's still different than that. You know. So, that was
girls get all in their feelings and stuff, you know.
All the feelings, and it's like, okay, you know, okay, and I gotta hold myself and like, okay, because their father wasn't really in their lives and everything, so I had to be a father to them. So I show them the way. Hey, I love your mother. I'm gonna love you the same way I love you. I was telling them I love you. I love you all the same way I love my sons and your mother. And I had to show them that, not just tell them that, also I'm showing them that too, and they see it. And they came around to us. Okay, he do love us. He do love us. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that took some time for us to bond together that way for girls and everything.
Yeah. And then on me, like I said, his sons wasn't, you know, in the same household as we were. So, like I say, when I used to try to talk to them, I didn't know if they were just quiet or they just didn't want to talk to me or what. You know, I was definitely trying to make conversation. That's just, you know, who I am. You know, it's like they didn't want to give me, you know, no conversation back, but I didn't let that stop me though.
They were checking you out.
They was trying to see if I was real or not.
Check you out. Sorry.
But yeah, I said, your son's quiet. They just don't want to talk to me. I didn't know which one it was. They were trying to see, well, did she really love my dad or what? So yeah, the challenges wasn't really bad. You know, it wasn't no really bad challenges that we went through with that.
And now, we got so bond together. Her daughters, they'll come to me first before they come to her. But for anything, I said, it's like a 180, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I said, hey, we're not going to Moscow to Dad. He was going to Dad first. You know, so. That's
because they got you in the palm of their hand. That's what that is.
Right.
So, as you guys, because again, you know, we haven't really talked about personally, you know, all that you guys do, but in your successes, how much does gratefulness play in where you are in life right now?
Gratefulness, you know, we're grateful for everything that we have. Everything we have belongs to God, you know, so it motivates me, you know, being grateful. And that's how we show our gratefulness, you know, through our success with our business, you know, our family, you know, because that gratefulness is having something that we never had before. It is give you that motivation, you know, make you want more, make you appreciate things better. You know, growing up, we have nothing, living in a 3-room house in South Carolina, not 3 bedrooms, 3 rooms, you know, 3 rooms, you know, had to cut the wood and stuff. You know, this is like, to me, this was like in the 80s. Mm-hmm. In the 80s, I mean, going to the front, in the front yard, going to the well, getting water, had an outhouse in the back. Used to be so embarrassed, you know, it's like, yeah, so every little thing that I get, everything, I appreciate the smallest things ever. Everything. I appreciate everything. Yes. So.
And I like to add on to that because I look at a family thing. I look at our kids and I say, you know, how grateful are they doing? What are they doing in their lives? Mm-hmm. You know, are they prospering in their lives and things like that? And that's what I think about a lot. Say, well, they working, they taking care of themselves. They're not in trouble. They're not in the graveyard. You know, I'm so grateful for that. You know, what are they doing in their lives to prosper anything? Because the family to me, as I get older, is very important. You know, it's very important. I didn't think I was that way when I was younger, but as I get older, it's very important to me. It's like it's my heart thing now. You know, so it's very
creating memories.
Yeah.
Every moment counts.
And I asked that question because, you know, just hearing a little bit of you guys' story even before now, I knew that you came from very humble beginnings.
Mm-hmm.
And so to live in the house that you guys live in now, you're definitely not going to our house now, sis.
I know, right?
You know what I'm saying? It's so
I have a few choices now.
yeah,
Right.
it comes from those type of beginnings, and to live the life that you guys are living now is just so awesome. And I love the way you guys do it, because if people knew who you were and how you've been blessed, you don't come off with that air of I'm not going to say arrogance, but that air of superiority. Great to be around. You're very humble, easy to approach, and so that shows me the gratefulness.
Yes.
That shows me the gratefulness. And you know, I mean, Gov talking about Rocky Mount. You know, I used to live right on Tiffany Boulevard.
Okay.
I'm going to speak from Gardeners, so you know I know Rocky Mount.
Yep.
And so, you know, to live the life that we're living now is just phenomenal. And so I just wanted to get you guys take on that role of gratefulness.
Yes. So grateful. Yeah.
Because if people knew how you live now, they would think you probably always had that.
Oh no.
Probably. They probably do, but just like say, every day I get up, I go through blessing the house. I have to talk to my father. I can't get enough. You know, it's like I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful for what I see. You know, what he's allowed us to have while we're on this earth. You know, I want to take care of. I want to do right by him. You know, it's just a good feeling when you can get up and just see what God has blessed you with, that he's allowing you to have while, like I said, while we're on this earth, you know? So yeah, and I just want to like show others that it can be done, you know, and I ask God every day to humble my heart, you know? So, and he's doing just that for me. And I'm just so, so thankful, so grateful. Yes.
And
let me ask you this, Gov. Hey, Gov, let me ask you this. Do you think that, because you guys are rocking and rolling. Do you think that trajectory took off after you blended, or was it taken off beforehand?
I think it took off after we blended. After we got together and everything, and we sit down and talk what we want in life, what is our vision in life, where we want to start, where we start at, where we want to finish at. Like that's I think it happened after we got together and everything.
But I can say before he met me, he already had a vision lined up anyway for him before he met me, because he kind of like got me into getting my vision together, you know, and then we, you know, got together. So he already had a vision of even where he wanted to live when he retired. You know, he was already working on that vision. Okay. You know, and just leaving the family something. You know, leaving our family something. So he already, you know, that was like before, baby, because you already had that vision when I met you. You said you wanted to move to Raleigh, North Carolina. You know, was already paying on the land before he met me. You know, so he already had this vision out before I came in the picture where he wanted to be when he retired. You know,
but listen, I bet you his house didn't look like that before you came.
I haven't got that far yet. I had a starting point, you know.
No, it's funny you say that, Brandon. A little quick story behind that, because he was already, you know, playing on land, like I said, before he met me, and knowing where he wanted to be at. You know, he retired, and land was paid for finally, thank God. And that wasn't the place that we are now, that God intended us to be right now, where we live at now. That's not the place, you know, the vision that he had, because the land that we had, the owner wanted to buy it back. You know, it's gonna be like a little eight houses or something, 10 houses on a development, gated, whatever. And the owner started building, and I guess he changed his mind. He didn't want to sell no more spots on there. So, but we had already had finished paying for ours. So he made us an offer that we had to pray about it first, and we couldn't refuse it. I mean, giving us double
or triple
what we paid for.
That's a blessing now.
You know, I'm like, okay, so I guess we don't have to do this. We can go somewhere else now. You know, and then went somewhere else and still found our dream home, you know? So that was a blessing right there, you know?
So how easy was it for you to fit into the vision he already had before you guys got together?
Good question.
Yeah, that is a good question. So I know by me being from South Carolina, I always wanted to go back to the Carolinas. I know DC was not going to be my home. I didn't want to get tangled up in that, you know, because I always thought I stood out anyway, you know, with my humbleness.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And when I first moved, I was like, these people are so mean. I said, they don't speak to that, they don't smile at you, you know, and that's not my character. Ain't nobody gonna make me step into that character either, you know. So that was like really like great. That was amazing. You know, when he told me his vision, what he wanted to do, and I was like, cool, I definitely can do that. You know, I didn't hesitate at all by agreeing with him, coming to the agreement with him on that.
Wonderful, wonderful. So his whole vision that he had, it was easy for you to just fall right into pretty much everything that he had laid out.
Absolutely, it was easy. Like I said, because I didn't want to stay in the DC area anyway. I always want to go some back close to the Carolinas, and like I said, it was so easy. Then I started making my plans and my visions as well, you know, because I know where we was going, you know. So, yeah.
Has it been easy to translate from DC to the Carolinas? Has that been an easy translation?
Not for me, because I'm visiting from Carolina, so all my family there. I was born in Washington, but I was raised in North Carolina. So every time we get a chance, I was in Carolina, and so that transition for me was very easy. You know, now for the kids. Now kids they don't like the Carolinas.
Yeah, the kids, that's another story.
You know.
Yeah, the one that's living with us now, she's making plans to go back to DC now. Yeah, she wants to go back home to DC. That's her home, DC.
It's funny because we've been in Carolina for about 5 years.
Really?
I'm gonna tell you guys, I was like, I couldn't take it. It was hard for me because I'm a city boy. And so as much as I love peace and quiet, I remember we were there for a year and a half before I first heard a fire truck. I had a
yeah.
When you grew up in the city, a fire truck, a police car, you constantly hearing sirens and stuff going on. None of that. And so when I first heard it, I was like, okay, something drastic is going on down this place. So I understand your daughter.
What about you, Madeline?
No, I grew up in the country. I'm originally from Charlottesville, Virginia, so I love the country life now. I did not really care for Rocky Mount, though.
Yeah.
I didn't care for Rocky Mount, but I love the country. But I felt the same way you felt when I moved to this area from down south, because I'm a lot different than the people too. Like I would speak to people and, you know, not knowing, because down there you wave at people, you speak that you don't know, but everybody speaks. Everybody is welcome. And it was totally different when I moved here. I would speak to people and they wouldn't speak, and I'd be like, "Oh my gosh, what's going on?" A whole new experience for me. Totally. So no, I love South. I really do.
Yeah.
So let me ask you guys this, since we already on that platform. How important is vision? Especially with the blended family, how important is vision?
That's very important. To me, without a vision, you don't know where you're going. You're lost. You're just out there going anywhere. And so I try to set a vision starting from January to December, you know, and I try to like check myself every month, make sure I'm on course. Like here's now April. I got to check myself from January to April. Has I met my goal for vision? Like, for example, finances could be one of the vision. My health could be in one division, and where the family's going at, it could be part of my vision. So I check at least every month or every quarter to see where I'm on the right track. So by in December come, have I reached that goal? And if I didn't, I can say, where did I miss the market? Where did I miss it at somewhere along the way? But by doing every month or every quarter, I can check myself, see if I'm on course for the vision for the family. Yeah. And that's vision for me is very important. It's you gotta say every male person who has a family gotta have a vision. You know, you don't use long just out there doing whatever and whatever, you know. So it's very important.
Yeah, and it's helped us since we know a lot about it. We helped our kids with it. Just like my daughter want to go back to DC, like as I mentioned. So we helping her to get there. You know, you got to have this amount of money. You have like 6 months saved up. You know what I'm saying? You got to have this in the bank. You know what I'm saying? You got to get your job and all. You know, the vision. You know, we just passing it down. You know, to our kids. You know, we showing them we telling them, we showing them. You know, we trying to direct them in the right path. To, you know, to get their own vision.
And that's huge because a lot of times, you know, people enter into family relationships not really having a game plan.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, not really, okay, what do I want to accomplish? What do I want us to accomplish? How long should it take us to accomplish? Now, of course, life may throw some things at you that will try to get you off course. If you ultimately have that vision, you'll always end up where you need to be at.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, like what we're doing now, this was a part of my vision.
Okay.
We were literally doing this, guys, our first year marriage.
Really? Wow. Okay.
Now it was just 23 years later. 23 years later, we're doing what I was telling her we were going to be doing back then.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
And
I love that.
Go ahead, babe. You got anything you want to?
No, I saw another question I wanted to ask. Okay, what's an actionable nugget that you can share with people that they can use right now to bring increase and promotion in their blended family?
I would have to say what our pastor talked about, this agape and honor thing. That's so very important. You know, we talked about that, and that's like, wow, that agape and honor, you know, just like unconditionally love, no matter what, you know, and honor each other, and respect one another, and like that, you know, love one another. That agape honor is like a whole nother level. And so I advise every blended family to check that out. Just check it out. You know, that's very
practice that.
Yes.
Practice that in your daily life.
Yes.
You know, that's something you can't go wrong with that. It's always a win situation with that agape and the honor. Yes,
you know, you can say it, but let me see some fruit behind it, show it, and everything. You know, yeah. So that's extremely important to the blended family.
Vitally important. Yeah. Yes.
Well, I love that because I think that's one of the missing links in the family, especially the blended family dynamic, is that agape and honor. You know what I'm saying? Because we aren't teaching to honor each other, to love each other. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what's going on.
Right. Exactly.
For each other, and so that's huge, man. I like that, God.
Yeah, that's very important. Huge.
So what you got, Miss Melissa?
So what I got? With my husband, like I said, agape and honor. You know, like I said, always a win-win situation. Always. Yeah. So what is? I mean, I don't want to like turn the interview on you all. You know. Yeah. So what I mean, because I said we can learn from each other. You know, my ears always open. You know, you're never too old or too young to learn. I'm always, you know, ready for growth. You know, I'm always in the learning mode. You know, so what actionable word would y'all use for blended families in general?
I think for me, one of the most important things is communication, and not just between the the parents, but also the kids. allowing them also to have a voice and to create a space, like a safe space, where you all can come together and discuss anything, and there's no repercussions, nothing that's going to come behind whatever's being said at that moment. Everybody's able to get out what they feel, because I know that was one of our problems.
That was a challenge.
Challenge or problems when the kids were younger, because for one, we didn't really allow them to have a voice. Well, they had a voice when it was just me and them, but when we got married, they no longer had a voice. So, that created, a lot of problems early on. So I think that communication and creating a safe space for everybody to be able to say, and of course with respect and showing that, honor and agape during that time, but just everybody to say what they feel, their challenges, what they're going through, their thoughts, and leave everything right there after you resolve it, and it's not brought up again unless they bring it up. You know what I mean? So,
and that's good. It's good to say, because our 7 kids got so many different personalities, outspoken, and I let them speak. I never actually when they were smaller, like I said, like you said, when I was a single mom of 3 by myself, I was like, don't say that, don't be saying that, and I'm like, what am I trying to stop them from saying what's on their mind? Like I say, when you know better, you do better.
Absolutely.
I was looking at what my mom did to us and thought that was right. And no disrespect to my mom. She definitely did a great job on us, but it is time changes. You got to keep up generation, with different kids. You can't treat one child like you treat the other child. That's my opinion. It's a different approach. My daughters say something like about my youngest daughter. Well, Ma, you didn't let us do this. You let her do that. And I'm like, it's different. You're different. I mean, even twins are not the same. You got a different approach to each child, a different way, and raise them. So that's just like my opinion. So, but yeah, I was like, you're like, don't say that. But now it's like, say what you want to say. I want to hear it. Ain't nothing gonna be held against you. Just say it. Say what's on your mind. Because they help me out. As because I'm still, like I said, I'm still growing. I'm still a parent. I'm still. What was that? What that discussion about the family, about being a parent and Bible study? It was a Wednesday night Bible study. That was like, are you still a parent? Are you in
season? Are you
seasonal?
Or you are you a parent or you seasoned? Parent or seasoned?
I don't know if y'all missed but one Wednesday night Bible study about parenting, being a seasonal parent. But we are parent.
Parenting. Yeah.
If you have a child, you're definitely a parent. Well, you're a parent.
Yeah.
So
because
you're supposed to train them up, train a child up in the way to go.
Yeah.
So but you still a parent because you had a child.
Yeah.
But I definitely understand, Madeline, what you saying about how you didn't want them to say nothing, and just let them talk, have the freedom of speech and say what they want to say.
Absolutely.
And I think for me, my biggest my biggest takeaway or nugget that I could pass on to anybody is forgiveness.
Okay.
Because there may be some things, and I'm not gonna say there are gonna be some things because they may not. But there may be some things that you experience in this blended family dynamic that can really uproot everything. And if you're not quick enough to repent and apologize, you're gonna lose it.
Yeah.
I remember, I was real young when we got married. I was 24, 25. I mean, I was dumb. I was really I was clueless.
Yeah.
So a lot of decisions and choices that I made early on was just off and wrong. And I never forget one time I was in Rocky Mount.
Okay.
Driving, I'm like, okay, God, this ain't working. Why is life like this? And he was clear, like, you got to go to your family, man, and repent. I mean, and not like a corporate thing. You got to go to each and every individual and apologize for your thoughts and your actions and your words. And I had to start with Madeline. I went to Madeline. Then I had to go to the girls, and I went to the girls. And I remember, I mean, with each and every one of them, I mean, crying like a baby because I was blowing it.
Yeah.
You know, and I knew I could win, but I was losing bad.
Yeah.
And so I tell people, man, humble yourself.
Yep.
Humble.
Yep.
Don't be so big you can't go to, especially your kids. Don't be so big you can't go to your kids and say, I was wrong.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I remember, I mean, like my relationship with the girls now are like, oh my God, like, I mean, they knew from day one they were my babies, but I didn't always act like they were my babies.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? So, but now they know, and they all 30-some years old now, so it's not like they little kids.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's my nugget to give.
Okay. Good.
And I also want to bring up too, I don't know if y'all had access to this anytime before, but I was just thinking of how at first when me and Governor had when we first got married, his son had was trying to bring his mom in the situation. And me, humble, open heart, willing to accept everybody, but some people you just cannot accept. I'm just gonna say that. You know, you can do whatever, but when you see it's like it's causing you a lot of disturbance, you know, you just have to pray for them and let them go. You can't like just try to bring them in and have peace. It's not going to work because they don't want peace. You know, you can want two different things. So I just remember one time that his son had asked Governor to come over to, I don't know if it was Thanksgiving, some kind of holiday, to come over for breakfast or something. Him, not us together, you know. And I said, I'm gonna see how you gonna handle this. I'm gonna see how you gonna handle this. I ain't gonna say no. I'm gonna let you do this. I'm like, you know, just him. If you would say it us, I mean, I still probably wouldn't have went, you know, but because I tried to reach out before and didn't, you know, work. That person just don't want to be bothered. It's just too bitter, holding grudges. I just cannot, you know, connect. So I'm like just praying, sitting back, keeping my distance, you know, being alert, got my eyes open, but just like my distance and praying for that. So because I did, you know, what I got to do. And I mean, like I said, but yeah, so he handled the situation very well, you know, and then also when he did, he let his son know that we are together. You know him coming over there is us, you know. So and I like that. I like how he handled that. So
yeah, because Gov, like I call Gov the silent assassin.
Brandon, that is so good.
I tell my wife all the time, I am a student of people. I've been like that my entire life. I study people.
Yeah.
And I always watch Gov because he's real laid back. And that type of cat right there, you like David Bannon. You don't want to get him angry.
Brandon. Oh, you observed him real good. Yeah, it's fun. I be hearing his coworkers saying, "Do Gov get mad? He don't never let us see us." They be saying it at work all these years, 30-something years. They be saying the same thing. He's real laid back. When I tell you, he made me more of a laid back person by me watching his actions. You know, I used to get mad about every little thing, you know, and I said, why am I getting mad? Let me just calm down. I'm going to be looking old before my time, you know, so let me just calm down. But he taught me patience a whole lot. He taught me a lot of things, and patience was definitely one of them. You know, just calm down and just be humble. So I definitely can say he really taught me that.
Yeah, let me piggyback a little bit. When I think about that a lot, when people get you upset and mad out your character, that means they had a lot of control over you.
Yep.
And I said, you're not to control me. Only God control me. So I don't let people that small stuff get to me. And they know people have a humble heart and anything. So I don't let people have control of me at all. You know?
Yeah, I didn't try to push his button, you know, because I was going to see him go there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my!
Listen, guys, listen. We are out of time. Listen, we're gonna see if we can get you guys back on, if you will allow us to get you back for one more segment, because this has just been a blessing. I mean, just hearing you guys, because I want to get more into your story, because you guys are just, I mean, so successful in life, and people need to know that you can win in this blended family dynamic.
Absolutely, absolutely.
It can give you everything that you want out of it and more.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I look at, like you guys said, you were on the move before, but then when you came together, man, that oneness has propelled you guys to do some things you probably never even thought you would be able to do.
Absolutely, Brandon. You're right.
So we want to get you guys back on at a later date. Madeline, she'll reach out to you, Melissa, and y'all can schedule that. Okay. And we'll get you going. But go ahead, baby. Go ahead.
No, check your calendars for the 20th, April 20th. Let me know if you guys are free on that day.
Okay. I'll definitely reach out to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So, okay, guys, you can reach us via email at weareablendedfamily@gmail.com, and our website is intheblenderministries.com. Tune at 8 to 9 p.m. on WJMS Radio for a replay of this segment. You can also catch us on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and YouTube for this broadcast. And we just want to thank you guys so much for tuning in on tonight. We want to thank the Latsons for joining us and sharing part of their story. They haven't told the whole story yet.
No.
Make sure y'all send some comments in, so we can get them back in a couple of weeks with us. But we really appreciate you guys for accepting our invite. We love you guys dearly, and we definitely look forward to another interview with you all.
All right.
Yes.
You're author as well, right, Melissa?
What's that again?
You're author as well, right?
Yes, a co-author. Yes.
Yes. So we want to talk a little bit about that as well.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much. Arthur is next. Yeah. Co-author and Arthur's next. Yes.
So again, we thank you guys for joining us, and until next time, be blessed.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.